Are we in focus? We are. And we live, baby. Honestly and truly, if you had asked 2010 Ashley where she was going to be in 2017, I never in my life would have guessed that I would have been to as many countries, seen as many cities, traveled around the globe like I have since I received this job. It's been such a crazy lifestyle change, such a dramatic change within me as a person. I've definitely grown. I love having this channel and these videos because you guys can follow my progress, and there are some videos that I have privated, especially since I've morphed my channel more into being related to the flight attendant life. But the transformation from when I was applying to Delta to now has been phenomenal. I love it. I don't take it for granted. And without further ado, let's talk about the perks of this job. I know I've done a cons video. I've done what I don't tell you about being a flight attendant. I've done things that annoy flight attendants, but I don't think I've ever done a video where I've just focused strictly on the benefits, strictly on the reasons why people really apply for this job. There are so many great perks to being a flight attendant, and I'm going to be using my phone. I have a little list that I've written down in here to kind of keep me on track with this video. And yes, this is the pink tag. For those of you who commute or take our connection jets, you'll know what this means, but this is a pink tag in my phone case. I'm not going to explain what a pink tag is though. Inside joke. So I've got my little list in my phone, and we're just gonna go ahead and get right down into it. Becoming a flight attendant is this amazing transformation, and it's a lifestyle like none other. It's something that once you're in, and you're just exposed to so many different things in the world. If you let it, truly, it really can change your life for the better, and it'd be extremely drastic. So I won't say the travel, but obviously the travel benefits are like the #1, but I'm gonna leave that for last. So one of the perks of this job is meeting celebrities and meeting people that you normally would not interact with on a day-to-day basis. We do have high-value customers. We do have celebrities that fly with us, athletes, actresses, actors, models, I don't know, managers. Why am I trying to list off all these people? The category of celebrities, people that are doing it. They're doing it big. And so I actually just had this YouTuber that I'm obsessed with. This girl's got millions of views on YouTube, millions of subscribers. I had her on my first TransCon, and I was just like, this is real. Like, she's right there. I talked to her. We had a whole conversation. It was great. I never could have done that without this job. I never would have interacted with her. I probably never would have been able to get to LA to do a meet and greet with her, nothing like that. But this job, you know, I walk up to her and she's like, oh hey, she was on her phone, casually chatting with me because I'm in my uniform, so I'm just like, you hold some authority on the flights. And I'm just thinking to myself, wow, this is great. Get to rub elbows with the big boys and girls. You meet some crazy people. I never really go into stories or details about like celebrities that I've had on flights or encounters with them. Sometimes I don't mention it because like for their privacy, or maybe it was a quick flight or they slept the whole flight. I don't really have anything to say about them, but I have met quite a few, and usually they're nice. A lot of times they're standoffish or like sleeping, but it's just really like neat to see someone that you might be obsessed with or admire or whatever else, and then see them in real life right there. You're just like, wow, they get up and they go to the bathrooms on the flights just like you, and it just puts a lot of things into perspective about people that you might look up to or people that have acquired a really huge following. It's nice. It's a fun job, and some of the people that you can potentially meet and interact with, it's really cool. I know some flight attendants do have business cards. I've never handed my business card, or I don't have a business card, but I've never like handed out or would hand out business cards on flights. I know some people have suggested it because like, you never know who you might rub elbows with or who you might meet that it could pay off. But in my head I'm just like, I don't really know what I would say, unless it was like Rihanna and I would ask her, can I please be your best friend? Like, can I take no spot, please? But yeah, you meet all kinds of crazy people. Another thing is walking down the terminal. I don't really know. Okay, if you're not cabin crew, you won't really get it, but once you become cabin crew, you will. It's something about being in your uniform, being with your crew, and it might just be flight attendants, it might be the flight attendants and the pilots. And it's not like you're walking in formation or anything, but it's when you're in your uniform and you might be in your heels or whatever, and it's like you have this like finesse, you're just finessing down the down the terminal. It's such a great feeling to like have your uniform on and be confident and think, yes, like proud of who I work for, proud to be here, I run the show. Like you just feel this empowerment whenever you're with your crew, or whenever I'm alone too, especially if I've got on those ridiculous heels I showed you guys in my shoe video. I just feel so cute. I'm like, I'm a flight attendant, hey, look at me. Oh, but yeah, being cabin crew, it's fun. It really is a fun job. I always tell people that. I'm like, if you're looking for something fun and crazy, be a flight attendant. You get the inside scoop on traveling, things that we do so often on every single trip that become really mundane, that we just think, oh, bam, do this, do that. Like an inside version to all the tips and tricks and trades of flying and of traveling and of being on the go so much. We learn to use the subway systems and the buses and shuttles and cars and renting places in foreign countries and money and currency exchange, and it's all these skills that are involved in traveling, because traveling is not really as glamorous as it's cracked up to be. It's always nice to go on vacation and have fun and do this, that, and the other, but there are some like nitty-gritty stressful parts of traveling. So with being exposed to it so much and being forced to do it so often, there's ways and methods and things that you develop and habits that you learn and tips that you get from people that just make it so much easier. So I don't know, 3 years ago, if I had to just randomly pack for a flight and be gone for a week, it would have been stressful. It would have taken me forever to do it. I would have still been lost. I would have gotten wherever I was and still been like, oh, I should have brought an umbrella. But now I'm cabin crew and I'm like, everything in my bag, it will last me for weeks. It's fine, I got it. If it doesn't, I'll make something work. But yeah, you just learn all these travel tips. And I'll go ahead and just address the most obvious thing, the travel benefits. That's why everyone does this. That's why we're here. Captains, first officers, flight attendants, people on the ramp, people that work in airport customer service, gate agents, ticketing. We all have these crazy, amazing benefits that attracted us to this aviation field. And with being flight attendants, we have the best perks. We have I think the most flexible and like easiest way and method of traveling, because we're on that plane and we have the jump seat, which is super nice. But yeah, you want to travel and you want to see the world, and it's completely available to you. You go from doing whatever you did before, and suddenly any airport you can think of, you can get to. And it's a little overwhelming. The first time I ever non-revved on my own, in my head I was just like, I cannot believe this. I'm sitting in this seat. I don't know how much this ticket would have cost. It cost me $0. I'm sitting here, I'm so happy. I'm going to this city that I want to go to on a whim on my off days just because, and my job allowed me that benefit. With flight attendants, we have jump seats. So some of those seats that you see in certain parts of the cabin, they are different on different planes. Only we are allowed to sit on those seats. You have to be qualified on that aircraft in order to sit there. So even sometimes when a flight might be oversold or something crazy happened and everyone has rolled over to the next flight, we have a jump seat option. So it still might be possible for us to get on a flight that a passenger might not be able to, which is super nice. Yeah, it's just the traveling aspect of it is obviously the biggest and nicest perk of the job. And another thing that's really, I think it's amazing that they even allow this, is that your family and your friends can travel too. Now, obviously every single airline is different. All of their benefits do work in different ways, so I don't really know the details of other airline travel, and I'm not even going to go into the details of ours, but you can have family members on, and like I know people might be in the comments saying, okay, so what about your mom, what about your dad, what about my kids? anything that you need to find out as far as past travel and all of that, once you get through your airline's training process and get on the line and everything, you'll find all that out. So I'm not going to go into details of it, but it's a nice thing to know. I could give my friend a buddy pass, or I could put someone as my companion and travel with them and not just have to be on all these layovers alone, and they be able to come with me. So that's nice, especially for holidays and for crazy layovers. I know one of my roommates in my old crash pad, she got a 4-day Brussels, and so it was like you do one leg from Atlanta to Brussels layover for 2 full days and come back, and on a whim her son was off, she brought him with her. Like, that's just so nice to be able to share that with someone that you love or someone that you're close to. And yeah, they just come stay in the room with you, like you already got your room. That's another thing to travel. Some people think that we buy our own hotels and or pay for our accommodations when we're on trips. Now with all airlines, I don't know, I can't imagine, because I have heard stories where there used to be co-ed rooms. Everyone used to be in one room. That's insane. Every single crew member gets their own room in whatever city we're laying over. So this month, by the time this goes up, I'll probably be on the layover. I have 4 nights I'm staying in New Orleans. My friends live around the city, so they're all just gonna come stay with me and crash. It's gonna be one nice sleepover. Like 3 years ago, I never could have just afforded, I couldn't afford a hotel room, you know, for one night, more or less 4 nights, and have all my friends come and hang out and chill, and like, that's just so nice to be able to like share that with people and enjoy it. It just makes the job and the duty day and everything that might have happened on the plane that was stressful, to know you're getting to a layover and just being able to reset and not even have to think about any of that. So nice. Another perk, I think, is not having to take work home with you. Whenever I worked in the hospital and in insurance, there were certain things that happened at work, or things that I had to finish or complete, that I would still kind of, it would be on my mind after I left work. With this, literally as soon as the flight is over, done. I'm not thinking about it. There's no paperwork I'm doing. It's not bothering me. I will probably never see whoever it was if there was a problem again. It's over. You never bring work home with you, and that is a huge like stress reliever. And just knowing, once I say ding 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 and call and they say airport release confirmed, I'm out. I'm out. I'm running out of Atlanta, and you will not see me, and I am unbothered. Another thing, another one is discounts. Now once again, I won't go into like the nitty-gritty details of this, and I still am kind of like learning about some discounts that I didn't even know we had available. Just when you're usually in your uniform and we're eating in the terminal, or whenever we get to our hotel, we usually get discounts at every hotel, every food place. Some don't give it, but more times than not, almost every place I've ever been to, there's some kind of like airline or crew discount, which is nice. When you go to your layovers and then you come downstairs and you bring your badge, and they're like, oh, you get 20% off your meal, so that's always good. We do have discounts that are with companies that we partner with, people that sponsor us, people that are invested in our business, our brand. I don't know how all that works. I'm not on that aspect of my company, but I do know that we have quite a few people that we are tied in with and work with, and we do get discounts. Like whenever I finally purchased my Mac that I'm editing this video on, I got a discount through my company with. So like Disney and theme parks and auto insurance, and I'm completely at a blank of another thing that I could say. Things like that, we do get discounts, so that's always nice to just be like, hey, do you guys give a crew discount, or do you, because who doesn't want to save extra money? Also in duty free, which is a nice perk too, especially during the holidays, they have some good stuff in there. So all that high-end perfume that smells so great that you get in Ulta and Sephora and wherever else for full retail price, I get that same perfume for cheaper. Free food. Free food is it's just great. And I say this because once you become cabin crew, sometimes you'll have people that buy you food, like captains. Just on this layover, our captain took us to Starbucks. He got us all food, bought us all Popeyes. It was just like, oh, this is so nice. And when you're junior too, a lot of times in your new base, they will help you out. Like some people are like, oh, you're junior, but bless your heart, meals on me. And I always tell people, especially if you're starting off, don't say no. Like you're inclined to be like, oh no, it's okay, it's fine. But it's nice to be able to do that. And I haven't gotten to that point of where I'm like going down to the bar saying, all right, junior crew, although I have had trips where I've been the most senior person, which is crazy. I'm not at that level because I'm trying to get a new car where I can like buy rounds or whatever for my crew. But it's nice when a senior person, especially because they make more than you, to treat you or say, hey, let me buy you a drink, let me take you to dinner. Say yes. It's nice to offer, and yes, it is the polite thing to decline it, but to the person offering it, a lot of times they genuinely mean it. They won't offer and expect you to say no. They're actually saying that, and it's just a sweet thing, especially crew to crew. It's a nice thing to do for your crew members. So if you are a senior person and you're watching this, treat your crew, treat those junior mamas and papas, take them out for a bite to eat, because you know we're broke when we first start, so do the right thing. Okay. Now, me being the bougie girl that I am, I would consider this a perk, but some people might not. However, this is my last little tip. With being a flight attendant and with being exposed to everything that you are in this travel lifestyle, you kind of do get a little bougie. You do get a little entitled. You do see certain things and become exposed to certain things that you're just like, oh, this is life, this is nice, I could get used to this. When I first started this job, every single new hotel I came to, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so exciting, get my own hotel room. Like, I was just so overly enthusiastic every single place, and some places I still am, but then when you live the hotel life, you come to expect certain things. You're like, I called, I put in my room service 30 minutes ago. Where's it at? You're like, oh, okay, this room doesn't have a state-of-the-art gym. I mean, this hotel doesn't have a state-of-the-art gym. This one only has ellipticals. It doesn't have the climb, what is it called? The Stepmaster? Oh, okay. I landed in Salt Lake City, but I didn't get the room with the mountain view. In Paris, and I don't have the one where you can see the Eiffel Tower. Can I switch rooms? Like, there's certain things that happen that you're exposed to, that you become accustomed to, where you just kind of think that's habit, that's the norm. And for us, it kind of becomes the norm. Things that might seem a little high maintenance or a little like, what? What in the world? I never, like, when my instructors first told me this, in my head I was thinking, wow, bougie, oh my gosh. But now I'm like, I get it. One of my instructors had non-revved to Sydney with his mom and I think other family members, and he was like, there is no way in the world that I was gonna book this flight unless I was getting in Delta One, which is our international first class service. And so in my head I'm like, you went to Sydney, Australia? I would just be so excited to like be on the plane, have a seat, get to see the city. But after non-revving to Dubai and sitting in a seat for 17 hours, now I get it. I would never, ever, ever not rev to certain places over a certain mileage unless I was getting a certain seat. And so with flying so much and with being exposed to certain things, that's not something that I ever would have like known or really understood. But the more you travel, the longer you do this, there are things that you see that you're just like, ah, okay. You peep game and you're like, I get it now. But yeah, those are some of the perks of the job. I could do a part 2, but I don't know that I will. But I'm glad you guys are still enjoying 23 days of May. Once again, all of my social media will be linked in the description box, and I'll see you guys in my next one.